Hello and welcome to CATEX TV on today, the 20th of February. Credit Suisse Asset Management said today that insured losses from UK floods could exceed $2 billion or £1.2 billion in the biggest loss estimate to date. That exceeds the upper end estimate previously at $1 billion for the potential losses calculated earlier this month by accountancy firms and insurers. Since Christmas, parts of the southern UK have been hit by floods as rivers burst their banks following persistent heavy rainfall in January and the first half of February. This problem has been made worse for reinsurers by a significant expansion in the hours clause during the 1st of January treaty renewals, which has made reinsurance losses more likely as severe weather continues to afflict the UK, according to the Insurance Insider. UK insurers with CAT covers renewing at the 1st of January saw their hours clause typically increase from 168 hours to 504 hours, granting increased sideways protections that rises the likelihood of recovery from reinsurers. US carrier CNA that acquired Lloyd's listed carrier Hardy Underwriting for £143 million in 2012 has replaced Barbara Merry, the company's long-serving chief executive. The senior vice president for CNA and former CEO of ACE Canada's operation, David Brosnan, is to replace her with immediate effect, the company said in a statement yesterday. He has also been appointed to serve on the board of directors for Hardy and will serve as non-executive director of CNA Insurance Company. Brosnan, based in London, will work closely with John Hennessy, CEO of CNA Europe. Now, the death toll in Kiev, Ukraine, is mounting amid reports of sniper attacks as fresh fighting has broken out following the breakdown of the truce. The reports that at least 21 people have been killed as gunfire rings out in Independence Square, and reporters say that they have seen bodies with bullet wounds to the head in the central Kiev square after yesterday's truce broke down. Witness reported live rounds, petrol bombs and water cannon at the main protest site in Independence Square. A meeting between EU foreign ministers and President of Ukraine is now underway, with officials contradicting earlier reports that ministers had flown out without seeing him. Now there is news of a new leak of radioactive material at the Fukishama nuclear plant. Apparently, according to Reuters, 100 tons of highly contaminated water has leaked out of a tank at the Fukishama nuclear plant, and this is the worst incident since last August, when a series of radioactive water leaks sparked international alarm. Tokyo Electric and Power Company told reports that the latest leak was unlikely to have reached the ocean, but news of the leak at the site, devastated by the 2011 earthquake and tsunami, further undercut public trust in utility rocked by a string of mishaps and disclosure issues. US authorities have issued a warning to airlines flying to the United States to watch out for individuals who may have hidden bombs in their shoes. The warning came late yesterday from the Department of Homeland Security, government sources told Reuters news agency. Sources, according to Reuters, said the warning principally applied to flights originating overseas and heading to the US, rather than domestic flights or planes headed overseas from the US. More than 850,000 people in Somalia are in desperate need of food and are living in, according to the UN humanitarian operations, living in a crisis and emergency conditions. John Ging, who's just returned from a 3-day visit to Somalia, said yesterday that another 2 million Somalis out of a total population of 10 million were considered to be food insecure. Pakistani fighter jets have bombed suspected Taliban hideouts in a tribal area of the Afghan border, killing at least 15 people according to security forces. The strikes earlier today came after attempts to engage a group in peace negotiations collapsed earlier this week. That's all from us today. We'll be back with you the same time tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much and goodbye.